Okay, welcome to day 87 of trying to become a SOC analyst. We're on the LetsDefend platform. Another day, another alert. We've got a high severity alert, SOC 109, Emotet Malware detected. Emotes are well known, I think they targeted banking, malware, Trojan. So let's have a look at their alert. We've got an endpoint of Maxim with a document that was opened. We've got the hash and notice that it was allowed. So let's jump into the alert and see what we can figure out. I always like to start by looking at the hash. So let's go to virus total. So the family label is Emotet, so it's fitting in with what our alerts fired off. 50 of 63 vendors have classed it as malicious, so I mean it does look like it's going to be a malicious file. On the community tab we can see, looks like we might have some reports we could have a look at. We've got a file scan report. We've got some C2 addresses listed in that one as well, So 190 and 152, it's worth keeping those in mind. And we've got some indicators of compromise, some URLs it reaches out to. Found significant evidence of a malicious office file. Found a malicious VBA downloader. Okay. So let's go back to our alert and let's look at the logs. Actually, while we're here, I think, we should look at the endpoint to find the user. It was Maxim, and primary user is Maxim. Okay, because I just saw I had the email logs already open. Okay, I thought that might be how the document got sent to the user, but it looks like there's no emails for Maxim, so back on track, go to logs, which is what I wanted to do. And let's swap to basic. We're looking for Jan 21. So I've got 3 logs. We noticed in the community tab, this report had listed the C2 addresses of 190 and 152. 190, 152. 247, 101. Yeah, so that's the 2 listed C2 addresses, so that's a worry. And looking at the URLs, that pretty much also confirms that it's probably going to be something malicious. Alright, so those 2 URLs we were confirmed as malicious when we're looking at the community tab. We're just looking for the report, which was quite handy that he listed those for us actually. We can also, on the relations tab, we can see a list of all the IPs here. So there's 20 listed, so we could also look through here and would see there the 190s flagged 10 times, the 152s flagged 6 times. So we could also find that information this way. It just was convenient that that guy had listed the C2 addresses in the community post. So we've got the file, we could detonate it in any run to confirm it's malicious, but with the hash, it's already been confirmed with 60 vendors that it's malicious. We've already looked at a report on the hash and confirmed that it looks like it's a malicious VBA staging file, which is pulling down the Emotet virus, which we can see in the logs. It looks like this is the connection and this is the connection. So in this instance, I don't think we need to investigate too much further. We can just contain this machine and escalate it. So I'll actually contain it now, but we'll still look through the processes a little bit. So we've got the PowerShell running, which is also a bit of a concern. On the network connections, we can see those two malicious IPs. On terminal, it doesn't match our date, but a scheduled task to update Google. We'd want to make sure that is the actual legitimate Google update. But these are the three that we're looking at for our time frame, which also look like signs of compromise. You know, you don't normally log into your desktop and double check your IP and then find out what ARP queries, like do an ARP query to see what is on the network. And browsing history looks pretty straightforward. So, alright, we've contained it. Let's start the playbook. Probably rush through this one a little bit, but it does seem pretty straightforward. So, based on the alert, it was for a program. So, it would go with other. Check if the malware is quarantined. Device action was allowed, so it's not been quarantined. We confirmed with virus total that it was malicious. We also checked the report on file scan, so that could tick off another option. So, you know, 2 different vendors have confirmed malicious. Check if someone's access to C2 address. So from the community note, we had the 2 IPs listed that were malicious. We also had in the relations tab those IPs, so that's how we could have found them if someone hadn't community noted them. It's probably no point in actually needing to look up the IPs because we're already seeing that they're flagged as malicious. So that was flagged as 10 vendors as malicious, and the other one was the, what was the other IP? The 152 and 6. So you can actually see in the, that's live updates, that the malicious detections. So we already knew that they were malicious. So we can continue on. So someone has accessed it, yes. We have contained it already. We need to add those artifacts. So I have one of the IPs there already. IP address, next. We want to add the second one. We can probably pull it from our log management, it's the quickest way. Add that in, and we'll also add what looks like it set the chain of events off, which was this URL. So there was a GET request to this URL, and that looks like that's probably what's initiated the chain, so we'll add that. And it might be worth checking that one on virus total. So I'll paste that in there. And yeah, they were getting flagged as malicious there. And the community note, this IOC was found in pastes. Yeah, so in an Emotet IOC paste bin. So we know that's malicious too. Alright, that's enough of our artifacts. Actually, just to be really thorough. It's already in our alert, but if we go to our investigation and grab the hash and add the hash in there as well. It is part of the ticket, so it's probably not a needed step, but we'll add that in. Okay, I'll pause the video and I'll write some notes. Okay, so I've written up my notes. We've got what the alert SOC 109, Emotet malware detected, triggered after execution of a malicious document, MES 202, on host Maxim. The following document is confirmed malicious and associated with Emotet. Following execution, the endpoint connected to multiple known malicious URLs and command and control infrastructure. A PowerShell process was also observed running, indicating further payload execution. We've got the timestamp. Host Maxim, the internal 172 address, access, and we've got the deckpack.com URL, followed by connections to malicious IPs 190 dot and 152 dot, associated with Emotet infrastructure. The alert was triggered due to detection of Emotet malware activities. Investigation confirms the user executed a malicious document which initiated outbound connections to known Emotet command and control servers. The presence of a PowerShell process indicates additional payload execution or staging. The endpoint was contained to prevent further compromise and lateral movements. I've then mapped it to the MITRE attack techniques. I'll actually edit these out of the log because I've been having trouble getting long logs entered with LetsDefend, but I mapped it to phishing attachment, user execution malicious file, command and scripting interpreter PowerShell, ingress tool transfer, and application layer protocol web protocols, communication with Emotet command and control servers. So the phishing one's a bit of a guess because we didn't find proof of that, but that's just for my notes. Okay, so let's log that. And we'll close through all that. And sorry again, I just need to quickly edit out those MITRE. We'll close that. Okay, we're on a 78-day streak. And let's see how we went with the results. Okay, so everything correct, true positive. It was accessed, it was malicious, and it was not quarantined. So, alright, I'll see you on day 88 of trying to become a SOC analyst. Thank you.